So Blizzard has announced their system for the next year. Let's see what it has in store. As we enter 2022, the Hearthstone Esports team is re-examining how to best nurture the long-term sustainability of competitive Hearthstone. Well, I will be okay. Bold call me a bit negative, but I'll be surprised if Hearthstone continues past 2022 with this level of esports, with millions of dollars in prize pool. I'll be pleasantly surprised, but still surprised. Next year, 2022, they had to still do something because they still have the YouTube deal. They still have the obligation to run esports. Now, if they really care about the long-term sustainability, they will do esports even after 22. But if they keep having the numbers they're having, I would be slightly doubting that is gonna happen. Again, I would love it for it to happen, but I'll be slightly, I don't know, on the fence. Anyways, and how to best support this incredible and global community. From an expanded World Championship to new seasonal Masters tournaments, the sunsetting of Grandmasters, Bible Thump, and the introduction of monthly Battlegrounds events, PogChamp. Monthly Battlegrounds events, that sounds good. Hearthstone Esports is evolving, and we can't wait to share the new ecosystem with you. Awesome. With so much going on or changing in 2022, here is a quick breakdown of what you can expect before jumping into the full announcement. I mean, I guess we should read it. 2022 World Champion will feature 16 players. 4 for Grandmasters, 4 from China, and 8 from the Masters Tours. Sure, I love it. 16 players is great. 6 Masters Tours culminating in 2 new Masters Seasonal Championships. 6 Masters Tours seems a little bit low. I like the proportion of 6 and 2, but I think it would have been better if they went like 8 and 2, 8 and 3 maybe. I don't know. Whatever. For a first year of like them focusing mostly on Masters Tours, seems fine to do 6 with 2 big tournaments. Grandmasters final year with a 4-week season 1 that will feed into a reduced 16-player final season. Battlegrounds Lobby Legends. Okay, let's read about it. So, a key goal for this year is to expand the opportunities for players to reach the World Championship. One piece of feedback we have heard from the community is players felt reaching the culminating tournament nearly unattainable, even for the best players. Many of the changes coming in 2022 fit directly into resolving this issue. Towards this end, we are expanding to 16 players that will face off for their shot to win. Sorry, I'm not able to read. This is after 8 hours of streaming. Please excuse me. To join the Hall of Champions and the lion's share of 500k. Grandmasters will also no longer be the sole arbiter of the invites. Throughout the year, 4 GMs will advance to the World Championship, along with another 4 players from China, and the final 8 spots will go to the best players across the Masters Tours. Let's go in depth and see how this looks like. So, if you perform well in a to make a Masters Tour, you have to like win a qualifier, I think, or do well on ladder. And then if you perform very well in a Masters Tour, you make the Seasonal Championship. If you perform very well in the Seasonal Championship, you make Worlds. Then China sends 4 players with their own system. Grandmaster sends 3 players and then 1 player. As the core competitive element to the esports scene, we are leveling up the stakes for 2022 Masters Tour. To qualify for a Masters Tour, we have adjusted how invites are earned. Qualifiers in 2022 are reduced to 60 per Masters Tour and played across 3 weekends for each Masters Tour. Ladder invites are expanding to 150 per Masters Tour, with ladder being a more convenient way to participate in Hearthstone esports for many players. We believe this change will better serve competitors. So basically they want more people to play ladder. That's great. I think ladder is a better way to qualify than open cups, and also a more direct in-game way of qualifying. All 6 Masters Tours qualified towards one of the 2 seasonal championships, with the first 3 tournaments feeding into the Masters Summer Championship. They have like so many names, even for like a pro player like me, it's hard to like figure out exactly what's what. Each event will feature 16 players from their respective Masters Tours, the winner of each tournament and the top 13 with the most match wins across all 3 events. That's a good way to do it. Match wins is a great way to do it. It's good that they scrapped the stupid point system and they reward you like actually winning every single match and playing your tournament until the end. That's great. Amazing way of doing it. Players will be competing for a share of 50k per event, as well as invites to the World Championship. Great. I like this. It's good prize pool. You already make it pretty far, and like the shot at Worlds should be like the biggest reward at the end of the day. The first Masters Tour of 2022 will take place February 18th. So I need to start playing some Constructed. We'll share more details, including qualifier, ladder, broadcast schedules. Okay, that's cool. All 2022 Masters Tours will be held as online-only tournaments. A bit disappointed with this, but I understand them not being able to do super huge LANs in COVID. Totally understandable. But online tournaments are not as good as LAN tournaments because everybody's using deck trackers. Some people might play with friends and you cannot police that. Like, it's just... You're enabling people to not play fair. And you're punishing people that play fair. Where in a LAN environment, not only you have all the participants playing fair, you also test their ability of handling the pressure of playing on a LAN. And outside of their comfort zone. But whatever. This is what it is. It's better to have this than no tournaments. Grandmasters. By the way, as of making this video, I'm still a Grandmaster. I did not relegate in like the 3 years or 4 years or whatever it was of Grandmasters, and I'm proud of that. Hearthstone Grandmasters was originally envisioned as the pinnacle of Hearthstone Esports. That's me. No, I'm joking. That's Gabi, but I'm still proud to not relegate. Over the last 2 years, we have listened to a lot of feedback from viewers, players of all levels, and the Grandmasters themselves. As we look towards the future of competitive Hearthstone, we have concluded that Grandmasters does not align with our goals for the program. Despite improving the program through numerous changes over the years, we have decided to sunset Grandmasters and devote greater focus on wilder ecosystem. That's such a nice way of saying that they basically kick out the GMs. I've never felt so great being fired in my entire life. Not that I had a real job before, but I've never felt so great being laid off. Whatever. Grandmasters will conclude with 2 final seasons in 2022. So at least we get to play a bit more before they kick us out. Season 1, running this February and March, will consist of all 48 GMs competing in a truncated... I don't know what this word means. It's too complex for my Romanian vocabulary. 4-week season. Season 1, running this February and March, will consist of 48 Grandmasters competing in the tournament. Whatever, I don't know what truncated means. Similar to all previous seasons, the winner will go to the World Championship. So I can still make Worlds straight from GM, but I have to like straight up win the season. That's difficult. Instead of relegating a few players while the rest advance to another season, only the top 4 from each region will advance to Season 2. So basically, 12 players are relegated, but technically there's no relegations. So I cannot relegate. What I'm gonna do is absolutely YOLO out of my mind. Because top 4 out of 16, when I play 8 hours of Battlegrounds every single day, I have to YOLO. But at least I cannot relegate, so... Or more like everybody relegates. Season 2 Grandmasters Last Call will feature the top 4 players of each region, joined by top players from the Masters Tours. And this group of a singular 16-player global region will play another 4-week season. That's pretty hype. And this group, this season is going to be very POG. And I assume the winner of that, like all 16 players playing in this POG GM season, get more money. And they also get 1 spot at Worlds. I think for them choosing to not continue Grandmasters, this is a fair way to end it. I'm not against it. And I agree that Grandmasters, with how it was going, it was not sustainable for Blizzard. They were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars for 48 players, and like, it was getting less viewers than me reacting to their announcement right now. It was just not sustainable. I understand it. I'm still pretty upset because for me to compete in 2022 and beyond, I have to sacrifice way more of my stream if I would want to do that. Then I have to just play in GM. Because to grind open tournaments with 500 players, you need to put in much more work. Is that bad that they reward work within their game? No. If I choose to stream instead, that's my decision. So, I still think it's the good decision for the system as a whole that they are scrapping Grandmasters. I just hope they continue with the system beyond 2022. Battlegrounds. This is what we care about. Distinct from the competitive constructed ecosystem, we are thrilled to introduce the new Battlegrounds Lobby Legends. Throughout 2022, players will be able to compete for a share of 500k across multiple one-off events. I like this. Like, if they would make a 500k tournament, it would be POG, but very soon after people will forget about it. So doing, they said I think monthly tournaments or whatever it is, keeps the community excited. Now, let me read this and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Each Lobby Legends will be a global event featuring top ladder players from Americas, Asia Pacific, Europe, and China. Day 1 will feature group play, with players receiving points each match based on final standing. Top players will advance to a second day playoff. So what this tells us is that they're probably going to invite straight based on ladder, like the absolute best performers. So somebody like me and other streamers, I mean, depends who we consider a streamer. Like XQN is also a streamer and he's probably going to make it. But most of your favorite streamers are not going to make it. I think I need to play like way better than I play right now to be able to even have a chance at being top 10 or top 5 or whatever is required to qualify for one of those tournaments. And now we're going to even have more people trying their best. I'm going to try my best, but I would be surprised if I get to play in one of those tournaments. What I hope they do is use some sort of loophole so that they can stream this on Twitch and then let streamers like me that are not amazing enough at the game to be top 5 in the region to restream it, to cast it, to comment on it, to make content around it. And then that'll be like super amazing because we get more eyeballs on like the top players in every region and we can talk about this fun tournament. I really hope this tournament is not going to be YouTube only and they can like broadcast it on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, everywhere. I think that would be like the best thing, allowing streamers to co-stream it. If they manage to somehow loophole that in, that's going to be like the absolute best thing because this is also maybe going to bring some more attention to the other system. Now, I'm a little bit worried for Constructed because, not because of no Grandmasters, but look at it this way. You have 6 Masters Tours the entire year. Nobody's paid guaranteed money. You cannot be a professional player guaranteed. Right now, to play competitive Constructed in 2022 and apparently after, hopefully, you'll have to basically have something else on the side. You have to have like a real job. You have to be studying. You have to have something else. And then on the side, just play some ladder, qualify for the Masters Tour, play it for the lulz. Maybe you win, maybe you make it to the World Championship. But we're not going to have these pro players that we had ever since the game started. Is that bad? No. Blizzard probably shouldn't have pro players on their bankroll. So, as bittersweet as these news are, I think it was going to happen at some point. And I kept saying on stream that it is going to happen at some point. And this is better than them scrapping the entire system. Them just making it more open and more friendly to everybody is just way better than scrapping the entire system. And again, I'm happy that I did not relegate as long as Grandmasters lasted. It's a point for me because when Grandmasters was first made, everybody was saying that I don't deserve to be in. Some people might still say it now. But not relegating shows that at least I played at the highest level as my fellow Europeans. And I'm proud of that. God damn, I'm proud of that. Okay, guys. I hope you liked this discussion about the announcement. I'm pretty hyped for the next year. Again, it hurts that they closed GM and that I tried so hard to stay in just for them to close it. But thinking of the rest of the players, the people that are studying in high school or university that will get the opportunity to play world championships and big tournaments, again, I don't advise anybody to play competitive Hearthstone as their job. Especially with this announcement. You should not play it as your job. You should just do something else on the side. I will also play in the tournaments, in the Masters Tours, and I'll even try to qualify maybe for some, but I'll do it on the side. I will not all in on it. My main focus is going to be my stream. My hobby is going to be competitive Constructed, and hopefully competitive Battlegrounds from my stream. But again, this circuit, much more open, gives you the opportunity to like try to get to those tournaments. Again, hopefully without dedicating yourself to it, because it's not really sustainable to dedicate yourself to this system, but it can be a fun thing to play.